Hi, this is Jason I coming to you with a video. In this video, I'm going to explain a series that I'm putting together called The Return of the Davidic Messiah. Now, this is an intro video, so mainly I'm just going to explain how I get my information, what the process is, and the different means that I receive information from the God of Israel, or the God of the Bible, or the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. So let's get right into it. Now, first thing I want to say is mainly uh, the God of the Bible communicates with me three different ways. So I'm going to explain that. And then we'll get into a couple other things, and then we'll move on to the next subject. Now, first things first, music. All right, that's the first way, or the main way that I communicate or receive messages from the God of the Bible. Now, the way that works is, just to give you the process. There's certain music specifically allotted for that purpose, which is to receive information. When I'm doing that, I've learned to see the drum beat as his heartbeat, and the actual music, not the words, but the music, as sound waves emanating from his heart, or his heartbeat. All right, and when I do that with specific music, and we're gonna get more into this as I go along, but when I do that, the thoughts come. All right, and I get my answers that way. All right, so that's one way. Now, the second way is a little bit more abstract. Um, it's by way of a cloud. Like, sometimes I may be going back and forth about something, I'm not clear on something that has to do with the return of the Davidic Messiah, right? And I may be going back and forth in my mind about it, and I might, let's say I'm inside and I go outside to get a little fresh air, and I'm thinking about it. I may notice like a cloud over me is reacting to my thoughts, and I'll explain how that works. Let's say, just to give an example, I'm going back and forth, I'm not sure, I'm not clear about something, and let's just say it's a yes or no answer, right? Let's say I'm thinking no, right? And that's not the right way to think. What will happen is, I have a cloud over me, and there'll be like the thunder will roar, not like crazy, but just enough to let me know. And it's right as I'm thinking it. It's like aligned with my thoughts. So as soon as I'm thinking no, right, and as soon as I stop and start thinking yes, so it's the other way. It's yes. Everything will calm down instantly, right on cue. All right, it will calm down. And I'm thinking, so it's yes, right? And I may go back to no. And when I go back to no, the thunder will pick up again. So I'm like, okay, so it's yes, and it'll calm down. I mean, right on cue, always on cue. It's like fully connected to like my emotions and my thoughts, right? So I'm like, so it's yes, and everything will calm down, and then like as I'm confirming it as a confirmation, it'll be like lightning, not like lightning striking, but lightning blink, like glimmering or glimmering as they say. It'll blink like whoa, 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 and I'll be like, oh, okay, so that's it. And I may regress and go back. But is it this? And as soon as I go back, like, oh, okay, no, it's not that, it's this. And calm down and start flickering lights again. It's lightly flickering lights again. It's like, okay, I got it. And then next thing I know, sometimes anyway, you might even get like just a trickle of rain would come down on you. It's not like a shower or anything. It's right on cue, right on time, right as I'm confirming it. Like, all right, so it's definitely this. I got it. And if I decide to think again, no, again. All right. So we have that where I'm like emotionally and mentally connected to a cloud, right? So we have that side of it. It's communication. All right. It's more abstract, but it's important, and it happens more rare. It happens more rare than, let's say, the music or what I'm going to explain to you next, but it happens. And when it happens like that. All right. Now, so that's the second way. So let's get to the third way. The third way is a direct communication where I actually hear the voice of God. All right. I'm going to explain to you how that works. All right. It's like direct messages. Now, just briefly, I'm in a order called the Order of the Name. All right. It's a very exclusive club. All right. I'm not going to get too deep into it. I'll say a little bit about it, but I'm not going to get too deep into it. There's a lot going on with that order, but within the order, there is a message system. All right. So I want to explain to you how the message system works. Now, when it comes to direct messages, what happens is, and it happens fast, the first thing that happens is my eardrums clog. Right? So I barely could hear anything outside me. My eardrums, almost like when you're on a plane and your eardrums clog, that's what happens. So my eardrums clog, and then the message comes right in. Each message is usually a sentence, a piece. So if we have 5 issues, it'll be 5 sentences. That's how I experience this with me. And he speaks this in English. It's a man. He speaks the same way that he speaks in the Bible, and from my standpoint, meaning he speaks, I'll do this, I'll do that, this is that, very straight, very clear, very direct, and you get the point that this is what he's doing, right? You get that point, like he is a forceful, and I want to say confident, but very clear and direct and focused. All right. With his communications, in a way, it's delivered. All right, it's delivered and it's quick, almost like a like a regular message answering machine. You hear that go, you get the answer machine, you get the message, and then it goes beep, and it goes to the next one, and it goes beep. There's no beep, but it's one sentence accompanied sometimes with a vision. All right, and we'll get into that. I'm just giving you the gist of it. Sometimes each sentence comes with a quick picture, I should say, of what he's talking about, like a quick picture as a reference, so that I know. All right, and we're gonna get into this a little deeper down the line. All right, but that's how he communicates. And then as soon as when it's done, your eardrums will go back to normal, and wow, that's how he does it. All right, so those are the 3 major ways. Also, I want to just give another way, especially this happens usually with the musical thing. As you're receiving information, sometimes certain scriptures will come to mind, or I'll run into certain scriptures, and you realize it's all connected, and you could sense his presence when that happens also. All right. So that's part of it. I'm just giving like a honorable mention to that. But so let's recap. We got 3 ways, all right? Music, the cloud, connected to emotions and thoughts, and the message system, which I'll say all of this falls under the umbrella of the order of the name. All right. Now let me say this, just to get into the order, just to give you a little background on the order of the name. Now, my experience with the order of the name is that's where a couple things happen. Number one, he gives you his new name, so to speak, because before before I was told this name, I didn't even know he was supposed to have a new name that means the one, but I was given a name to refer to him as. All right, I didn't know what the name mean, so I had to look it up. When I looked it up, it meant the one. All right, so fine. All right, okay. So that's what I was referring to him as. All right. Now, in the order, what happened next was I went through, you know, with him accompanying me too. By the way, his presence is made. So what happens is, I had to realize something, and I realized that he was involved in my life. Let's say since day one, just to make it simple, or even before that, but day one. All right, fine. So I'm like, okay. Now, once I realized that, what happened was the name that he gave me, he named me that name in the order of the name. So the same name I received to call him, he gave it to me. Once I realized that he was in my life the whole time. And so to make a long story short, like a father names his son his same name, that's how he did me. All right, and it's an honor. All right, I don't even feel worthy of it, but this is true story. This is what happened. So, all right, fine. In the order, that's my name. All right, fine. So I became what's known as a son of God, or I became aware that I was a son of God. All right. So that's my main experience, or one of many experiences, but that's the main intro experience with the order of the names. So I just wanted to put that out there. Now, some people will believe in the Bible that it says that he'll have a new name, and his new name will mean the one. All right. Now, I received this name because I'm heavily surveilled, heavily, my whole life. All right, heavily surveilled. Meaning I can't even go to the gas station if I leave my cell phone and go to the gas station real quick. They'll pull up. All right, wouldn't surprise me if they pull up. There's cameras there, but let's say I pull up somewhere where it's not really cameras, they'll pull up. All right, meaning your government and all of this type of stuff. Heavily surveilled, always have been. Ever since before I was born, they were on me because they were on my brother. I have an older brother who passed away. He's living a higher life now, but they lined him up order of the name style, if you know what I mean. I'm not gonna get too deep into it. They lined him up, and when I was born, they lined me up, to be sabotaged. All right. the same way, order of the name style. They found some wannabes, some losers, basically, to accommodate them, working with the government. All right. My whole life, these guys been trying to sabotage me and, bring me down the wrong road. And it's not just government, it's the religions. All of these religions and the government they're basically one entity. All right. They act like they're separate, but they're unified. All right. So my whole life, I can make a separate channel on all of their shenanigans, but they try to, kill you. Try to kill me countless times. All right. Try to put it like this: set you up for dead, set you up for jail. Yeah, I've been poisoned. Whatever. Financially assassinate you. Whatever. I mean, it's been going on my whole life. So much so, I could make another channel with over 100 videos about all of their little ways. And it's not just me. They try to get a lot. They're getting people. You just don't know. Some of you may actually been through it. You don't know why certain things might have happened to you as a child or whatever, whether you're female or male. You don't know. But, these guys are, again, they're ridiculous. Like your government and these religious organizations, they're ridiculous, man. They're diabolical. Like, there's no other way to look at it. All right, so I just want to put that out there. I'm heavily surveilled. All right. So much so, I'm gonna throw something at you, just because they don't show this on TV. They don't, your rappers or whoever, they not talking about this type of stuff. But I'm gonna tell you something you probably never heard before. Like me, like they've been on me so much, and this is nothing. I'm just gonna give you an example. In middle school, I lost my virginity. The girl I lost my virginity to was sent to me by the government, meaning her parents okayed her to come and, have sex with me. You know what I'm saying? And honestly, the course of my life, you probably never heard anybody say this, but I mean, literally, like, let's just say orgasm, thousands of orgasms, sponsored or by, United States government and these religious groups. They send me the church hoochie, to set me up. Never got me, all right? But I don't want to get too much into that, but a lot of you are going through that, and if you're watching this video, maybe you can catch on, all right? But I'm not gonna really, the focus of this channel isn't that type of stuff, all right? But I will say this, in a nutshell, what they try to do, this is what they do to I don't know how they know who people are. Maybe it's the Zodiac. Maybe they got like psychics who could see things. Some people could see the future, and they see certain people playing certain parts. I really don't know exactly how they know, but they are on this stuff and they're organized. All right. So, in a nutshell, what they do to the highly spiritually elevated or just people who have a purpose, in a nutshell, what they try to do is they try to molest you as a child. Never got me, by the way. Molest you, sexualize you, stuff like that. Never got me, but they try. They try to kidnap you. They try to put you in situations. Never got me. But if they don't get you, then, they're trying to trip you up all the way. But when you get older, if they can't molest you, they try to frame you for some sort of the sexual stuff. All right, that's how they work. You know what I mean? They steal DNA, they pick up cigarettes, you wipe your head with a napkin and throw it in the garbage. These motherfuckers go back and get it. You understand? I'm just putting this out there. This is a side note because, you know, this isn't what the channel is about. But some of you need this information to kind of clarify because you might be feeling like something's off, you know, and this just might be what's going on because it's not just me. They do this stuff. They are doing this stuff, man. This is how they operate. All right? You like people, I hear people call them the Illuminati. I call them the Dissexuals because that's what the hell they are. All right? But that's another story. But I'm saying all of that to say this. Now, I received this name when? Because I'm heavily surveilled. So they can go back and check when I looked it up. I looked up the root word of the name. I didn't look up the whole name. I just looked up the root word. All right? And that was July 2023. All right? It was in July. Okay, so you can go back and, you know, because they do that. Everything that I watch, everything I eat, they're everywhere. They're like constantly worried about everything. Oh my God, you know. All right, so yeah, and so you eavesdroppers, go eavesdrop. All right, go eavesdrop. Clowns, bunch of clowns, by the way. All right, now let's get going. All right, so we have that aspect of it. Another thing I want to say, my channel is buried. So no way I get a fair handshake on YouTube. No way. I don't get a fair handshake. It doesn't exist for a person like me. You know, I'm lucky not to be homeless or in jail or dead or whatever. All right? YouTube, no way. This stuff, these videos I'm putting out is for a reason. I'm not a YouTuber. Once I make a certain amount of videos and pretty much put this series out, I'm not making any more videos. So we have that aspect of it. So I just want to say that. So you can look and see like 15 views. It doesn't matter. Thousands of people all over the world done watch the video before I even put it out. Before I even upload it to YouTube, they already watched it. That's how desperate these people are. All right. They want to know, you know, what's going on, what I'm thinking. All right. It's just the way it is. Don't feel sorry for me. It's all I know is, you know, stuff like that. I've been poisoned, you know, been set up, you know, they try to, you know, many times. Nothing, you know, it doesn't matter. Anyway, so before I even upload this video, they already watched it. As I'm making these videos, they're letting these people all over the world know he's making a video. Because I, you know, I'm supposed to do this a while ago, but potentially, but now's the time. All right, because there's a lot going on. All right. So yeah, so just to recap, like I said, music, cloud, message system. All right. And so that's the intro. And like I said, I'm going to go into this Davidic thing, and I'm going to explain to you how it works, I'm going to give you what I was given, and I'll explain enough to you, but I'll leave enough unsaid so that you can actually have your own experience and go through your own process. All right. And you know, if you're into this kind of stuff. All right. So yeah, so I'm gonna wrap this video up like a gift. Until next time, this is Jason.